Hi, my name is Jonathan Villa, and this is my case study, Mod 16. So, a little brief summary of the case. So, the school is George Washington Middle School, about 450 students. There's a bunch of schools, a bunch of the students of declining socioeconomic status. Mrs. Bowman, so they rely on a lot of PTA booster club support. Mrs. Bowman, her daughter is going to all-state cheerleading. Her daughter's name is Lucy, and she wants the school and the PTA to pick up the tab of their daughter going to all-state. However, her request was declined by the principal because that money for the PTA is supposed to benefit all of the students. If there was a scholarship or fundraiser or something like that, then possibly it could have done that. But the PTA money is supposed to support all of students. So her request was denied. And yet she was in charge of the gate at a basketball game. And after the game, Mr. Stevens, who's the principal, was informed that somebody paid with a $50 bill, though he could not find that $50 bill. And there was a missing 10 torn tickets that Mrs. Bowman said were torn that could not be sold. And that just happened to be how much was missing. So what do I know? I know that Mrs. Bowman regularly volunteers. I know that she had a request denied to have the PTA pay for her daughter to go to Allstate, and that up until this point, Mr. Stevens had a very good routine and procedure to safeguard these funds. Mrs. Bowman is at the door taking the money from the gate. Mr. Stevens is informed that 10 tickets, numbers 78 through 88, were not used because they were torn. Mr. Stevens is told by a community member that he paid with a $50 bill, but Mr. Stevens cannot find the $50 bill, which just so happens to be the amount of money that would be missing from the tickets. So I need to know a couple of things. I need to know, is Mr. Dumas 100% positive he paid with a $50 bill? Were the tickets definitely torn and not usable? And where are those tickets now? Did Mrs. Bowman take the $50 bill to help fund her daughter's trip, or to spite me because she's mad at my decision? And what is the Bowman family's financial situation? Do they really need this? And is there a way that we can get some funding for the daughter, because it is an extracurricular school function type of thing that, that has to do with the school? We should be funding that. And the problem, there's money missing from the bag, and it is possible that Mrs. Bowman took it. Plan of action. We're going to double and triple check the bag for the missing tickets and or $50. We don't want to start an investigation if it's simply a mistake on my part. Contact the school superintendent, the PTA, and the booster club presidents and inform them of the situation. We're going to contact Mr. Dumas to make sure he paid with a $50 bill, and we're going to review the security camera in the area. We're going to interview Mrs. Bowman. We're not going to accuse her of anything, but we are going to interview her and maybe see what happens. Maybe she knows, maybe she accidentally took it. All right, and review procedures of ticket sales, and if there's any shortcomings that could be fixed or improved so this doesn't happen again, such as hiring chaperones. If it's in a contract with the union, we can hire chaperones. We shouldn't really have volunteers or parents handling money. And then 2 people on the ticket staff, one dealing with tickets, one dealing with money. I've done tickets before at a gate, and it does get tough when it's just one person. So resolving the issues. Unless something is shown on camera or she admits taking the money, there isn't any proof. We're not going to assume she took it and she is innocent until proven guilty. We can have our belief that she took it, all right, and she probably did, but we're not going to accuse her of anything. The investigation should be fair for her, as Mr. Dumas could have easily been mistaken or other things. And we're going to overhaul our procedures and have more staff work games. More than one person should be handling tickets or money. Debrief the problem. So I do think she took the money and lied about the tickets being torn. I feel angry that she would take the money for a child. That is PTA money. It's supposed to go to help all children. If she didn't like what was being done or the decision that I made about the money, there's other solutions that we could have came up with. Maybe a special fundraiser, scholarship ideas, even just a coin drop to support her daughter's trip. But I do value the other staff and volunteers that give up their time for the betterment of all student and work in a ethical manner. So the unresolved issues. Did she actually take the money? What other procedures, not just ticket taking, need to be improved? Is this something that is happening all throughout the school? Vending machines, 50/50s, coin drops, things like that. And how can we support other students financially that receive these special honors? If there's a trip, a chorus trip, a math trip, Odyssey of the Mind, anything along those lines, the school should be providing support to let our students do that. So there should be a separate fund that helps them. Is there anything in the budget that will provide that, or state funding we can apply for? My reflection as a school leader to promote effective and efficient management. So we're going to review all policies in place regarding collection of money and finance. We're going to review ways that the school can pay for her trip. It's, like I've been saying, it's an extracurricular school function, and really the school should be providing funding for it. Now, not out of the PTA budget, but the school really should be providing funding. And we are going to hire staff at chaperone rates to work the games. Volunteers or parents should not be dealing with money. And promoting the social and academic learning. So by creating new funding for students to take special trips, we'll be able to involve many students and many trips, getting them into outside learning opportunities and things like that. Separate gate sales from supporting the PTA and booster club. So the way we work our school right now, gate sales is supporting the student body, but 50/50s, raffles, concessions are all used to support the booster clubs. And we're going to contact state ed, maybe other outside agencies that provide scholarship or financial support, maybe district or community leaders that run community and business leaders. Maybe they'll donate some money, but not just for her trip, but for band, chorus, sports, any other school-related trips. And we'll set aside a separate fund every year for that.